In the world of video games, there are names recognized even by those who have never touched a controller. Hideo Kojima is one of those people. For some, he is the prophet of the gaming industry. For others, an author trapped in his own ambitions. But who is he really? A genius who changed games forever, or a pretender thriving on the hype surrounding his name? Today, we'll trace his journey, from a boy dreaming of making movies to a legendary developer whose games have become global events. Hideo Kojima was born on August 24, 1963, in Tokyo. His family soon moved to the city of Kobe, where he spent most of his childhood. His father was an educated man who often introduced his children to cultural traditions. Their home was filled with conversations about cinema, music, and literature. Tragedy struck when Hideo was just 13. His father passed away, leaving him with his mother, who worked long hours and couldn't spend much time with him. Young Hideo spent his evenings alone, immersing himself in movies and books. He was a fan of directors like Stanley Kubrick and Alfred Hitchcock, influences that would later be reflected in his games. During this period, he developed the habit of treating every work of art as a source of ideas. He read special effects magazines, watched foreign television, and analyzed scripts. In 1986, Kojima joined Konami in the MSX2 development division. At the time, Japanese game development was mostly focused on arcade-style titles, but Hideo dreamed of cinematic storytelling. His early projects, like Lost World, were rejected. However, he got his chance with Metal Gear in 1987. The limitations of the hardware forced him to think differently. Instead of shooting everything in sight, players were encouraged to avoid enemies. And just like that, the stealth genre was born. Kojima is also something of a philosopher, once saying, "I make games like movies, but in them, you are the main character." He believes that games should have direction, editing, scripts, and acting on par with Hollywood productions. His projects are always filled with complex plots, symbolism, and political undertones. This philosophy sparks debate. Some call him a visionary. Others accuse him of forgetting that games should be interactive first and foremost. It's a bit like our Patreon, a space where we publish content that can't be shown on YouTube. 18+ stories of porn actresses and OnlyFans models, access to a private chat room, voting and direct influence on upcoming videos, early access to videos 3 days before YouTube, and much more. Join our community and be the first to know everything. Back to our main topic. In 1998, Metal Gear Solid was released on the original PlayStation, and the entire gaming industry shifted course. Before this, stealth was more of a side mechanic, but Kojima made it the core gameplay element. Thanks to 3D graphics, players could hide behind corners, use shadows and sound, and watch enemies react to their movements. But the real magic wasn't just in the mechanics. Kojima presented the game as an interactive thriller, with cinematography, camera work, and editing on par with Hollywood productions. Long cutscenes, intricate dialogue, and carefully timed musical cues drew players completely into the experience. And of course, that Psycho Mantis moment. This boss literally broke the fourth wall, reading your save data and commenting on the games you played. He even forced you to switch your controller port to beat him. In 1998, this wasn't just original, it was pure magic. Forums and gaming magazines exploded with discussions, and Kojima's name became synonymous with innovation. With each new installment, the scale grew. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, tackled themes of digital control and information manipulation, long before the rise of social media. MGS3, Snake Eater, took us deep into Cold War espionage, while MGS4, Guns of the Patriots, delivered an epic finale with hours of cutscenes and philosophical reflections on the cost of war. Behind the scenes, the shadows were growing. Budgets ballooned, deadlines stretched, Kojima, a notorious perfectionist, demanded rewrites, reshoots, and late-stage changes. Fans loved it, investors hated it. Our take: the MGS era cemented Kojima's status as a visionary, but also made him a prisoner of his own image. Every new game had to be more than just good. It had to shock the world, and that weight only grew heavier over time. By the end of Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain's development, tensions between Hideo Kojima and Konami's management had reached their peak. Insiders claimed the company wanted to speed up release and cut costs, while Kojima insisted on perfecting every detail, leading to constant delays and budget overruns. The situation worsened with rumors of a power shift within Konami. The company was moving away from large-scale outdoor projects toward mobile games and cheaper productions. For Kojima, who saw games as art, this was a fundamental clash. In 2015, something unprecedented happened. Kojima's name was removed from MGS5's box art and promotional materials. His team was physically isolated. Kojima Productions, then still a Konami division, worked in a separate office without access to corporate email and with restricted communication. At the Game Awards, Kojima was banned from accepting his own award. A Konami representative took it instead. After the official split in December 2015, Kojima, with minimal starting capital and support from Sony, founded the independent Kojima Productions. He declared he wanted to earn a PhD in gaming, creating projects that would push the boundaries of genres and the medium itself. The first was Death Stranding, an experimental blend of philosophy, unconventional gameplay, and cinematic storytelling. Kojima recruited world-famous actors like Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen, and Leo Seydoux, along with composers and directors he had always dreamed of working with. This was more than a game. It was a statement. He could build worlds without a major publisher's backing and outside the industry's cookie-cutter formulas. Critics were split. Some called it a masterpiece about human connection. Others dismissed it as a walking simulator. But it was undeniably a major event, proving Kojima wasn't afraid to experiment. After leaving Konami, Kojima actively engaged with cinema. He befriended Guillermo del Toro, invited numerous stars into his projects, appeared at festivals, and even made cameo appearances in films. His Tokyo studio looks more like a movie production set than a traditional game developer's office. Without Kojima, the stealth genre might have remained niche. His cinematic approach to game direction influenced dozens of studios, and his narrative depth inspired developers from Naughty Dog to Remedy. He introduced elements into games once considered too cinematic for the medium. Of course, not everyone is a fan. Many accuse Kojima of overusing cutscenes, dragging out stories, and sometimes sacrificing gameplay for narrative. Others call him egocentric, too in love with his own ideas. But even his missteps spark debate and influence the industry. Here at SmartCore, like most fans and gamers around the world, we believe Hideo Kojima is proof that an author's vision can change an entire industry. He's not perfect, and his projects aren't for everyone, but that's what makes him important. Progress isn't born from compromise. It comes from the courage to break the rules. That's all for today. We've tried to give you a clear and engaging look at who Hideo Kojima really is, genius or pretender. Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to read them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our Patreon for exclusive content. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.